I just wanted to address the question regarding handling objections when you get them. Um, Usually, when you've got an objection or something, if it's just one objection, it is always better that you handle it at your end and approach the objector directly. And I'll tell you the reason why. Yes, everything is good unless the council says, yeah, you need to provide shadow diagrams, or you need to provide some screens for whatever changes that the council would ask you to make, so that that objection can be handled. That's fine. And if the council decides to brush them off, they can brush them off, no problem, and they will issue you what is called a notice of decision, or NOD. Now, once you've got the notice of decision, although you only had one objection, it's really good, everything is fine. But don't forget that even when you've got the NOD or the notice of decision, there's a 21-day cooling off period before your permit, before the notice of decision actually becomes a permit. And in those 21 days, if that one objector is nasty, they can go and lodge a claim with VCAT, and it won't become a permit. You will have a VCAT hearing if you're from Victoria. That's what because this query was raised from somebody who's doing a development in Victoria. So just be wary of that. Even if the council decides to brush it off, if I was doing this development, I would make contact with that person. If I have to do shadow diagrams, and spend a little bit extra to do the shadow diagrams, and go and show them that there are no shadows, there are no shadow impacts on your development. Or even if when you do the shadow diagrams or shadow study or whatever that's called, they will pinpoint at exactly from 11 a.m. to about 3 p.m. you get a little bit of shadow here. Now that won't be a big enough reason for this person to take you to VCAT, but they can. And once you go to VCAT, there's a 3-month wait before you'll get a hearing. And when you get a hearing, it'll come in your favor. But what will end up happening is that it will delay your development. It will increase your holding costs, and it will cause all sorts of grief to you as a developer. So if I was that person and there was one objection, I would have a meeting with that objector to appease him. If the objector says, look, show me the shadow diagrams, that's when I'll go and get the shadow diagrams to try and appease him, so that he knows, or she knows, that even if they did go to VCAT, it will cost them money to first go to VCAT, but they won't win anyway. And that way it will save you that 3 months time. So be careful with those objections. And I'm saying this from my own experience, because I've had the same experience. I've gone through the same experience with my 16 apartment development when we were getting the permit, and we had 18 objections. 18 objections. We had a council consult meeting, and in those meetings we tried to address all those objections as much as we could. We had the shadow diagrams done. We had everything that we could do to appease them. There were some issues about noise, because we were going to put car stackers, and we got a noise report so that we could show them that the noise wasn't any more than what a normal air conditioner would make. So those are the things that I would suggest anybody. If you've got 1 or 2 objections, it's always better to go and see those objectors before you've got that permit, because they've got 21 days to lodge an objection again in VCAT and take you to VCAT. It doesn't matter whether they'll win or they'll lose. Even if you know and your consultants tell you that no, everything is fine, you'll win and you'll win and come out on top. But the problem is that you will lose 3-4 months, and everything will get delayed. And in those 3-4 months, you may start your working drawings, you may not start your working drawings. All these things will get delayed, but you certainly won't be able to start marketing them because you haven't got a permit yet. So this is my feedback on handling objections. I hope anyone who watches this video, whenever they watch it, would benefit from it. So all the best.